3 that are so highly prized. Well, there it is, actually. The Lee Sin is banned out, even though, you know, it didn't work out last time. They don't want to have to deal with that. And so have to be some other jungler here from Meteos. There's still a couple more early gamers there, but man, Lulu being locked in first, that already says painful laning phase for Reginald. Lulu is such a beast in the early laning phase. She does well against LeBlanc as well.
Reggie gonna take LeBlanc. I love how he kids at that. It's so great. Takes it very well. The Thresh gets picked up. Even Xpecial's got a smile on his face. The LeBlanc gets locked in, so Reggie does get himself a bit of safety and a bit of power to carry as well.
Yep, definitely one of his favorite champions there. Loves to be able to assassinate people. Rushing that Deathfire Grass is a Reggie style. You know, a lot of people now starting out with the more conservative Athenes, you know, going for the magic resist early, and then you make use of the cooldown reduction. But Reggie has always been a huge fan of rushing that Deathfire Grass, so I'll have to see if he actually adopts the current strategies that people are using with LeBlanc, or if he sticks with his bursty style.
Caitlyn being locked in. Expect to see Wild Turtle on Lucian this game. That is his 4-1 with 5 games played against Meteos. Against Sneaky on Caitlyn, who's 4-0. So big 80 carry picks coming in here. Both teams getting a lot of what they would actually want in first choice picks.
Yeah, both these teams know each other so well. They played it so many times. They're very much aware of what each other want, but it's hard to deny all these picks since so many of these guys are very dynamic players. Darius has been outspoken about his love for Mundo. If you get a little bit ahead from Mundo, from a jungle gank or something, then Darius will actually go offensive with that champion. But man, Balls on Shyvana has been a terror.
He goes crazy within every game. He is going up against that 6-0 Darius on Mundo that we were just talking about. It's going to be 5 games only. I was looking at the wrong stat, but Balls is 4-1 on Shyvana. So pretty good matchup there. We'll have to see. Dyrus is running teleport quite a bit. We've been seeing in the Challenger Series, not a lot of Mundos doing that.
Yep, and Dyrus is going to have to be worried with a jungler like Kha'Zix locked in, the early tower dives. When Mundo, even right when he hits level 6 and he gets his ultimate, he's actually even easier to tower dive because if Dyrus tries to pop it, it'll just lower his health, and boom, he'll get executed from Kha'Zix's Q. So he's going to have to watch out. He's very much aware of this, though.
Yep.
All those games on Mundo that you mentioned, you know, he's 6-0 on it. He's very much aware that especially junglers like Meteos will try and come and make him pay for the weak early laning phase of Mundo. We'll have to see how TSM deal with that. If Odd One provides him some support, or if they just work with Vision.
Everybody enjoyed the play of Wukong yesterday coming from the Odd One. Looks like you may lock that one in once again. Cloud9's comp showing a bit of what we saw in Europe this past week. The Morgana, Lulu, a lot of the AP compositions with shields being picked up.
I kind of like this Cloud9 versus the Wukong, though, because Morgana's shield will protect somebody from the knockup. Even a support Morgana shield, it doesn't have to block a lot of magic damage because all these really important CC abilities, as long as they're able to avoid the initial knockup from it, then he should be fine because it's dealing physical damage and it won't break the shield. Meanwhile, Lulu is always great against Wukong because Glitterlance slow can completely stop his initiation. It's going to be a lot harder for Odd One to get off multiple man knockups with his Cyclone this time around, especially since Cloud9 are known for their ability to teamfight against AoE abilities. They spread out so well.
Talk a little bit about it lately that teams are getting so good at how to disengage. It was all about the fight, the siege, but able to disengage and reset that fight for yourself has become a new technique that teams are getting so good at. Just kind of flips your mind around and blows your mind as well when these fights occur. Looking to lock in this game, it has to be said they are going to somewhat focus Reginald in mid lane. If he is the weak link, then there's no reason, shouldn't be on him all game.
Now, Cloud9 are going to be focusing their aggression early on Reggie, or they probably will be, but their carry is definitely going to be Meteos this time around. He's the one bringing all the late game power. Hai is sort of a support in the late game there with Lulu. He's going to be looking to buff up Meteos with all the shields and the extra health, and the same thing for support Morgana. So a lot of weight actually going to be on Meteos this time around. And it plays right into their style. Like to feed him a lot of gold all the time. So they want to get that Kha'Zix going as early as possible.
All right, the battle's about to begin. So let's see who you are predicting to come out on top. According to LOLesports.com, 72% of you think that TSM is going to be taking this one home.
That's a lot closer. Or actually, you know, there's that curse with the 90%.
The large
rates.
vote.
Yeah.
Don't be
the actual
10.
win rate is actually not 90%.
No.
Yeah.
It's not. They're actually the lower team wins quite a bit. We are going to be getting on to the Rift. Cloud9 versus Team SoloMid. Reginald's last chance to get this win under his belt. Can he do it? Definitely going to be a mental game for him on that as well. As we're going to make our way out of the base. Get a quick pause here. But I'll tell you what, I think Sneaky's going to go mid and stand there.
Yeah. That's classic C9. So what is that stat for the team that gets the 90% vote actually only wins 63% of the time in the North American LCS?
Yeah.
So it's a lot lower than that. So actually going with this vote is more than you would get. Man, Reggie though, he would be very happy if he comes into the LCS and they win 2 games and then he's done. Like easy sub for him. That would be amazing, especially going up against their
You could just
main
write down
rivals.
a little pamphlet, how to grab Week 7 MVP. This is how.
Oh yeah, if Reggie wins both his games.
Locking down that for his team. And them, it's got to feel good that they don't have to super worry about Reginald in mid lane because that is going to tax you immediately. I mean, it looked kind of bad. We asked Reggie yesterday. Gragas Scara hit 2 immediately and just crushed you down. Was it kind of like, well, here we go? And he did. He said, yeah, a little bit, but then I got help from the odd one. Right.
Yeah, counting those minions, every single one, looking for the experience. Little things that you do forget when you've been away from the game for a while. But he has set low expectations for himself because, you know, he hasn't been playing for 5 months. So if he performs well, then it's just a bonus. Right now, he's just trying to hold his own and try and let the rest of the team do their thing because everybody else is performing at a very high level.
Easier said than done, especially against a team like Cloud9. They are going to force you into those sticky situations, and there's no doubt there'll be more than one here. Reginald was pretty good on Zed yesterday. We saw some nice dodges on the Rockets from Jinx. He was still keeping his mentality in the game.
His reaction time's still there.
He's still got some of the mechanics. Good thing he's not pulling out any cards. So we are going to be getting back into the matchup. There it is on your screen. Everybody in the crowd is ready. You can see the faces of the players poised and ready to take each other down. Like they said, they want to get some punches in, but each team wants to punch a little harder than the next, so it could get brutal.
All right, so let's take a look at this bot lane matchup too. As you said, Sneaky is going to go mid here. Meeting up with Wild Turtle. If a Thresh and Morgana lane works out as expected, Lemon Nation actually doesn't even have to. Wow, this is the last time that last time
with Cruiser
when he played yesterday, Darius just got all his misses out on the cleavers early.
Yeah.
And then once the game actually started, he was hitting every single one.
Balls is like, stop it!
He's getting scared here.
Oh no! No.
They actually made him pay
no
for it.
SpaghettiOs. There we go. There's one for the road.
It's getting intense already. All right, so what was I talking about bottom lane? Oh, yeah. Thresh Hook lands on Morgana. You can either dodge it or just put up your black shield. So it's an interesting matchup that will happen down there. I think that it will just be up to C9 trying to push them in. That's a good feeling.
Wow,
when you have 3 people in position to just take out the ward immediately.
Inside each other's heads right now as they move around. We
Meteos.
get 2 wards to stick. Uh-oh. Huzzah!
What a play!
1-2. They're doing this quite slow though, but Sneaky.
They just won the bottom lane right there with that early exchange.
Yep.
Pot already chugging for Sneaky, and he's only going to be not even getting back up to full life with that one. That's a great start for TSM.
Definitely a great start for a Lucian as well. Nonetheless, Wild Turtle's Lucian. That bully is going to be coming in very strong, but you can see Lemon Nation trying to hit the Dark Bindings to bring back the harass just a little bit in their favor. They got a while to go, though.
Yeah, Sneaky having to use his Pilt over Peacemaker to CS from afar, though.
He kind of stopped his auto attack there.
Little stutter step there.
Stutter. It's all right. He's getting it out. The cobwebs are getting cleaned away. 2.5 minutes in. Good aggression from both teams.
Look at that defensive ward that Odd One just placed, though. He's expecting Meteos on Kha'Zix to come into his jungle. This ward down a little bit from the mid lane, he just placed because he expected it. They all in level 2 there. High does burn his Ignite. Reggie has plenty of consumables, though. Another HP potion left there. The reason that Odd1 placed that potion is because Kha'Zix very, very strong at the early invades if you can get that isolation damage for Q. And Midos has been invading so often. That's why Odd1's playing very careful here. And he went to do his wolves first, then grabbing his blue. But Midos did not go for the invade, so everything's still very calm.
Very big credit to Sneaky. Up in CS now, has his health, didn't even have to use barrier earlier. Special Wild Turtle did not really try for anything on that early aggression.
Yeah. He did not get to get shoving, though, as Caitlyn. So we'll have to see if Meteos can actually tip that lane, because his first visit will be towards the bottom.
Oh my.
Very good positioning, too.
Oh my, the Dark Binding is, a good flash. They get special, but the charge of damage has already gone on a Turtle. The last Peacemaker, and the auto attack comes in. They get what they want in first blood for Sneaky.
Well, Meteos does turn it around there. Great timing right as they're going to place a ward. You can't ask for a better position for that gank. Kha'Zix coming in, and a very nice pickup for Cloud9. Odd1 trying to answer mid, but this is going to be difficult to pick up a kill. They might get a summoner. Actually killing Lulu when she still has her flash up, though, is very, very hard. Especially since Hai is playing back, having not seen the jungler for a long time.
Meteos happily returns up to the Wraiths. And let's see Odd1 going to the top side of the jungle. He won't have to give Dyrus any help too soon, but Balls is 26 to 25 in that lane, so quite even. Dyrus is going to get it back. Probably have to teleport up to this top lane.
Very early pink ward from Lemonation as well. Interested to see where he puts that. Maybe try Bush, because if you have vision control in a lane that's already winning, then you can make TSM continue to play passively, and you can slowly increase the gold lead there, because a Kha'Zix from the jungle is always something that you have to worry about. Very, very scary ganks from him, as we've seen already.
And does this make it a little harder on the odd one that did work out for Meteos? Because usually you see Wukong waiting to 6.
He still has to worry about those early jungle fights with Meteos if they do end up 1 versus 1. And it looks like the pink ward spread on the defensive position of behind red, to allow Meteos to know if there is any weird movements from Odd1 through the jungle early. And he's in position once again. This is what you should be doing as a jungler. Return to the lanes that you've already hit. No flashes will be available. So the repeat ganks, much easier to pull off and much more effective to get in the heads of your enemies and make this bottom lane really, really work from a deficit.
Basically going for the super freeze here on the side of Sneaky, so Meteos can get these attacks in. They're doing a really great job at just setting things up a few seconds ahead. But they see the safety that Wild Turtle and Xpecial are taking and know, let's try for mid.
Yeah, they don't overextend, trying to get any stray CS. That's what Meteos was waiting around there. Sometimes you can count on your opponents to go for those juicy melee minions, but they don't take the bait. Wild Turtle and Xpecial playing safe after they're down.
We may see Meteos going top. He's not going to be 6 on the bottom side of the jungle. Neither will Odd1 on the top side, but they are close. They can keep these camps going, so we may see quite a big initiation with the mid lane being so safe. We've seen the summoners coming back up now. The flash is still down for Reggie. Let's see if he can get anything going there. 7 minutes in. It's kind of cooled down a little bit after that kill for Meteos. Everybody's getting the vision out clearly enough to keep themselves safe.
Yeah, Reggie is having a hard time in that mid lane, kind of as expected versus Lulu. Talked about the lane bully power. Odd1 was up top here. It looked like he was kind of wasting time, but he's really just looking for the counter gank. Because what I talked about, the potential for executes on Mundo at his turret around this time, they're expecting that move from Meteos, and Odd1 was there to try and capitalize if they do go for a turret dive. But it does not come to fruition. Defensive ward, though, sees Meteos, and Odd1's got positioning on him.
This is really great movement.
Oh, we saw him place the ward, though. Meteos knows that he's been spotted. The jig is up.
The jig is up. Gets a nice jump, though. They're going to be safe. A good roam from the bottom lane, and Lemonation shows that Sneaky, he's got himself a lane win so far, and he's have a support roam.
This is one of the most frustrating things as a jungler. Odd1 did everything right there to see the invade from Meteos. But since his top laner is weaker right now, there's nothing he can do but watch Meteos steal away his red. Balls comes over on Shyvana. Even if Dyrus answers as well, they'll lose the 2vs2. So he does the right thing, abandons the red buff, goes back to farming his jungle. He just wants to hit that level 6, try and get a lane going with that Cyclone.
Good call. That is the faster 6. High is going to hover the top side here and say, Reggie, jump on me. You know you want to get the kill. Reginald's aggression, though, is really being held in check. He's not reverting, I wouldn't say to bad habits, but to his old ways. He's staying good.
Because he's coming in already with a little bit less confidence than usual, he's playing more defensively, and he's going with a Lulu. So you always play a little bit
always take you by surprise
when you're going against a Lulu.
The Ignite's down. There's the ultimate we were talking about. He's got a real good kite on this. He's going to get the kill. Oh, the flash as well. That is unfortunate for Dyrus. Good for Balls.
So Balls does it himself because there's no tower dive. You know, Odd One, he had placed the wards. He was just trying to fend off Meteos. But if Balls can do it all by himself there under the turret, another good sign for Cloud9. Now they've got 2 lanes winning. Lulu pretty much doing everything by herself. So that's all 3 lanes, really, for Cloud9. This is the way that they're used to playing is when all their lanes are winning, and Meteos has the freedom to continually invade. So they'll probably go for the second red as well since he's got the timer fully cleared out here. Really looking good for the early game of Cloud9. I wonder when they'll go for a dragon, though, to really increase the lead. Maybe a gank down bottom from Meteos is in their future.
A lot of things happening defensively for TSM in that bottom lane. I'm sure Turtle's just trying to keep up right now. Could still probably get a kill if they get the right initiation. But so far, just biding their time until they can get out of that lane. Blue buff onto High as he just keeps harassing Reginald, trying to throw glitter lances all around him. And he gets a long-range hit
One of the most annoying things, shield onto a minion just so you don't get the CS there. Reggie unable to do it. He's just grabbing his own red instead of trying to contest that blue. Oh, Dyrus with the teleport down. This is the 5-man dragon. They just want to take advantage of Balls being top. Maybe try and bait in Cloud9. This will be some good gold, and Dyrus will probably be able to return to that top lane before Balls can answer. Poor turret.
This is really going to help out the lanes. 20 CS down in the mid, and the AD carry in the bottom lane for the duo. That gold brings up a little bit of that. And we see Reginald still trying to farm mid. High didn't even really have to come to participate in that guy either.
Yeah, as we said, all the lanes winning for Cloud9, so they try and get the consolation prize, that dragon, by calling Dyrus down. Looks like Ball's not even going to try and burn down that turret. He wants it to kill as many minions as possible. He knows it's so dangerous for Dyrus to even try and lane against him that he can continually waste more gold, just all the minions killing themselves on the turret.
So when is the good time to kind of break out of lane when you're winning? Because it's always fun to stay there and keep beating your opponent so hard, but when do you just want to get out and make it even better?
For Balls' position?
Or for any of the lanes now that they're all winning?
Well, since they're all winning, they don't have to leave the lanes. No other lane needs help. So really, it's capitalizing in jungle pressure.
Okay.
And they can collapse into the jungle. And that really counts on Meteos making the call. It's up to Meteos. He can go wherever he wants. If he wants to go blue side, he can call this duo that's winning. If he wants to go top side, it just calls Balls. He has so many options right now. This is the position that Cloud9 want to be in, having that Kha'Zix have all the options available.
So it's not even that they have to do something different. It's just Meteos makes his way to the lane. They take what they want. 11.5 minutes in. That's going to be about 2,000 gold, a little bit over in favor right now of Cloud9 as they drop the first turret in the game. Looking to drop the mid one after this, but Balls, he's getting himself in a sticky situation.
Yeah, Reginald under the same pressure. All the lanes losing means that Odd One is really having a tough time here because he cannot go invade Cloud9's jungle. And since Meteos is taking away several pieces of his jungle, he's just having to play defensively, trying to farm up. He does have Cyclone now, though, so he can have one very high-impact gank since he also has his flash.
It looks scary, though. He is quite squishy. Here it comes. How fast could he go down if they focus him? Right down to half HP in the beginning. Reginald distorts in. Back out, though, to keep himself safe. TSM controls the turret, but it's very low.
Yeah, they didn't see the rest of Cloud9 right behind him there, so Odd One has to retreat after going for that flash Cyclone. That's a very big power spike for TSM that was not used to get any kill there, and they didn't even relieve the pressure enough.
Just a few back and forths. Reginald definitely going to his old habits here, trying to be that front runner and put in the front burst, and then back out for his team to follow up. Wild Turtle still quite far behind here. He does have a BF sword at least to match the damage, but I'm sure Sneaky's sitting on a little bit of gold.
Yeah, TSM They're really in a corner right now. And it's like Crumb said, when you're from behind, the shot calling is very difficult. You need to go for fights that are just completely in your favor. The 4 versus 3s or 2s even. The bush ganks. Trying to catch somebody off guard.
Oh my word.
But man, the bindings are just landing over and over from Lemon. All these Cloud9 players, as we said, you know, they take losses very, very hard.
Yeah.
And they came out hungry today.
That's exactly what they needed to do. Seeing Sneaky playing so well in the AD carry with Lemon Nation behind him recently has really given Cloud9 a stronger bottom lane from what we used to see. And that's where they've really been able to put up a lot of numbers. If Meteos falters, it's a lot of that bottom lane coming in. Right now, Cloud9 is using that bottom lane. Lemon on a little bit more roam as they go and enter the blue buff.
Collapse.
Yep.
Great execution from Cloud9. They are using the winning lanes to come help with the invades. Take away blue buff, which is going to help them further increase this lead.
One kill for Sneaky right now. That KDA is 7.12 to Turtle's 8.0. And you usually see Turtle getting the kills if he hasn't in the mid, or early game rather, in the team fights. The team will leave them for him. It's going to be interesting to see how they resort to who they leave the kills for here, since it's 2-0. TSM so far getting shut out in that area, and they don't have any turrets either. Getting pushed into their own side of the base.
Cloud9 can start knocking on the secondary turrets now because they've got Caitlyn. It's the perfect AD for this. He's built that early Bloodthirster that's all stacked up now. So if they just get this 4-man squad sieging up, then it should be an easy move for them because the flash from Oddwin is down, and that's really the main thing they're worried about is that single hard engage. The only other thing they have to watch for are the hooks from Xpecial. If he doesn't get a priority target, and even if he does, you know, they have some answers. But, man, it's looking very, very dire here for TSM.
Talking a little bit about shot calling today. It's going to be High's voice right now for Cloud9 that's letting them know to do everything, and possibly the disengage on this fight as Oddone comes in the Cyclone. It's going to be Sneaky. You can see he's quite quiet on the screen. High could be going down. The Ignite is on. The Wild Growth is there. The blue buff goes transfer over. Goes to Reginald. That's going to be more distortion. Is the follow there. The cleaver hits, but there's pings. It's balls to the backside. That's going to be Oddone's clone. They don't get the kill there, and TSM is forced to scatter on the re-entry of the Dragon.
Yeah, they took so much damage, though, going out there that Cloud9, even with 1 man down, still pushing.
Oh, AD carry on the front line is not what you want. Xpecial takes advantage of that right away.
Well, I say you still got to worry about those hooks from Xpecial, and he gets one onto Sneaky. Reggie going deep.
Oh, a little too deep, and he gets bit by the Dragon on the backside. Ball's coming up with 2 big plays there to help that one and get killed.
Still, even with the little bit of over-aggression there from TSM, they got a good foothold back into this game. Reggie made the play onto High, so Xpecial coming in to follow it up, and Turtle flashes for this one as well. They end up getting him and then have to retreat because they've used everything to chase here. Then, as we remember, oh, Meteos goes in for the steal, he gets it!
Oh, Dragon is mine, all your base belongs to me, he says. A double, no, he gets the Dragon, a kill on Oddone before he goes down. Oddone gets a little retribution there for himself.
Oopsies.
That was a bit, we'll just say there was a heat pack pocket there that he hit. It flew right over.
All right, so that was 2 kills and a Dragon for C9. TSM were trying to get right back in this game with the extra objective there. Did cost them, though. Now it is again this Cloud9 team shoving on the secondary turret. This time around, TSM not in position. So that's 2 big objectives in the last couple minutes there for Cloud9. Dragon and secondary turret.
Kobe, this is getting pretty rough. We heard Dyrus say, and the rest of the team, if Reginald doesn't do well, we have to do well. And to look at the CS in the lanes, Balls versus Dyrus is 40 behind. The CS for the AD carries is 30 behind, and 30 as well for the mid lane. So it's going to be a tough, long haul here for Team SoloMid.
We did see a couple of good plays, though. Reggie
That's true.
Taking initiative. They got the initiation onto High, and Xpecial followed it up beautifully. And then Xpecial was also able to land another hook. If you can get those onto Sneaky, a couple more of those, and they'll be right back in this game. Very large goal deficit, though. They are definitely not even close to out of the woods yet.
Like we said, these are those... We can now pressure the other team. You're just so far ahead, you can make it. Allows them to know that Cloud9 is going to be hovering that bottom side. Dragon went down just a bit ago, so we have a little time semi-objective free. Nobody's going for Baron just yet, but it looks like the bottom lane is going to be a focus for a Cloud9 push at the moment.
Yeah, all of the CS differentials too, it came from all lanes. So even though Reggie's a new man, can't be blaming him. Everybody got a strong matchup for Cloud9. All their lane matchups very powerful this game, and Meteos skanking the bottom lane really got them off to a great start for Cloud9, and TSM having to play from behind pretty much this entire game. So they're still going to be looking for those picks and those plays where they have the numerical advantage.
This is big. The numerical advantage indeed in favor right now of Cloud9. The teleport is pretty far from up here for Dyrus, so they may be losing a second-tier turret on the bottom side. Sneaky, he's got some good damage. The Bloodthirster's charged up. It's nothing excessive, but they'll be able to take this down.
Yep, they group up. This time, there's no teleport for Dyrus.
Yeah.
Last time, Dyrus was able to get a good teleport off and join the fray, but that option not available this time around, and they're just going to have to try and clear these waves.
Yeah.
Very hard for them, though, because
Dyrus
they've
actually
only got
made it
one
back.
Poling. Yeah, he walked
do it. He had to. It was a long haul. He's got it, though. Thought this wave might be the one, but they shut down the siege wave quite hard with Dyrus there now, so this turret may stand a little bit longer. Sneaky, he's really the only one that can get good damage on this turret, and that's one of the reasons he got caught out last time. He's got to be very careful.
So the play from TSM right now is Dyrus is trying to keep Sneaky off the turret by throwing briefcases, and the rest of the team's doing everything they can to clear waves as quickly as possible.
Oh, I like that. They went for Reginald quickly after Dyrus took the hit. A little bit of the fake.
Wild Turtle running back, but he's not quite there. This cannon minion wave. Good smite, but it's not going to be enough.
A long-awaited turret going down. Only took a few waves for Cloud9 there, but it's now 5-0 on those turrets. Cloud9 is just shredding the vision of TSM right now, making that map dark.
It's pretty much just going to be the same exact story when they rotate up to that top last secondary turret too. Cloud9 looking for that siege. Meanwhile, Dyrus, he has been able to get the cooldown back up at least. And Amundo soaking up a lot of extra gold is great, but Amundo getting caught and pincered, not so great.
Ward to the brush, give him an extra shot in there. Actually, it's just going to be the soul shackle. I don't know if Mundo has a soul, but it surely just got shackled.
Dyrus going to go down. He's trying to get some mad pressure back. But a good roam there. Lemon Nation does come in from behind. Take him down. That's really the only trick that was in TSM's playbook left was the teleport. And that one being off the field. Cloud9 now closing in. They're going very slowly with this one, pushing all the waves to just grab up every little extra piece of gold on the map.
Not as many sweepers as you usually see with Lemon Nation picking up his Sightstone. He stays with the Trinket. He just feels okay to be on that. Meteos has been doing a lot of counter jungling, so he's making sure that everything is dark on that side of Team SoloMid. A bit of damage now being built out into high. He's still about 20 CS in the lead on that mid lane. He gets a needlessly large rod, but he's kind of matching damage at least with Reginald so far.
Yeah, and Wild Turtle down bottom going with the bold play, shoving up. You have to make some bold plays like that, some chances. He returns to where Dyrus was just killed.
Balls is creeping on Dyrus here. That was a little weird just watching him from the brush. Dyrus, wow, that is
he got the slow there.
Lot of damage. That's not cool for Dyrus. Backing out of this one. 14-12 is that level discrepancy.
Now, I want to keep track of the map movements here from Cloud9. Because, yes, they've got a great early lead. They can pressure this one. The options for Baron baits are available because they have vision control. But the turret sieges just work out so well for them. If they group up as 5, TSM have to fight at a severe disadvantage.
Nobody wants to be around balls right now. Just mentioned his level 14 to the 12 of Dyrus. Everybody else on TSM is 12 too, so Balls has a 2-level advantage over the entire team. Some 3. Meteos and the team now going for Dragon. Full control of this one. Like he said, the top turret's going to be in the near future quite soon after this mid defense.
And TSM trying to make the call to answer Dragon with some lane pressure, which usually would work out, but since they're so far behind and since Dyrus is not there, Cloud9 don't even need multiple people at the Dragon. Kha'Zix can solo it, and the rest of them rotate up to mid to defend their turret. They don't let TSM get any global gold to get back in this game. Cloud9, all they have to do is pressure this turret hard to force out that cooldown from Dyrus.
Yep.
It's like he returns to base on his own anyway.
That Fire Grasp being finished up by Reginald means even more for those special thresh hooks to hit now, so they can blow somebody up. You can see a bit of the damage there. He got the Deathfire off, but the distortion kind of faced into the wall.
So while I said pre-game like this is the typical Reggie LeBlanc, and it's not like the more popular Athene's build, when you're behind and you have to get a pick off, you have to burst somebody down who's out of position, then I would definitely just go this regardless. Go with the Deathfire, because that's really your only hope to get somebody. A late Athene's not really going to work out because you don't have the power to actually kill your target.
It's kind of what Crumb said. Once you get into this point, it's going to be high risk, but it's high reward if you can get that risk to count.
And here is that risk in action. The red side jungle around Baron, what Crumb was referring to as the problem area for their team. When you lack vision over there, it's very, very tough to deal with.
2 pink wards will definitely cause you to lack a little bit of vision, and Cloud9 feels comfortable enough that they can rotate either side of the map. They leave those pink wards alone just to get the blue buff denial onto Reginald once again. They're in complete control of this game.
Yeah, they go again for another blue buff instead of rotating topside for the extra tower. They're taking it very slowly here.
Take out that inhibitor, Baron becomes a little bit easier. It looks like they're just doing it for the wave pressure. Elimination could get some buddies, but it looks like the rest of the team, Cloud9, taking this very slow for the lead that they have.
Want to keep it safe here. I like red buff on Shyvana, by the way. You don't always have to give it to your AD carry. Putting it on a tank is sometimes even better than putting it on an AD carry, because your tank is going to be getting off. Oh, X-Special goes for the play, but not quite close enough.
Oh, he missed everything there, wanting just a little bit more. Very unfortunate, and Cloud9 assesses the fight perfectly, getting 2 off the bat. Looks like that's Odd One's clone. They may get him a little bit more to slow the Dark Binding again, consistently from Lemon Nation. He has been playing immaculate on Morgana.
This probably could even be the game-ending push right now. Even though death timers are so low, Cloud9 have such a big lead, they can stay in here and farm all 3 waves at once. Otherwise, I guess Meteos is kind of low on mana. They'll return to the safe play style here. With the inhibitor down, as you said, it's very easy to go for Baron. They have great vision just because of the minions. TSM being down 2 players here. Actually, Dyrus has home guard. They can try a desperate.
Ooh, there's also a double dose of turrets hitting, or minions hitting that top turret right now that they're not going to be able to get. It's got to be the focus of Baron right now.
Reggie's
solo
there.
mid. Reggie very close, cannot get Distortion Burst anywhere near the Baron, and Cloud9 is going to turn. They throw down the Talisman of Ascension on the obligatory and mandatory Ace in the Hole, has to be on the Blanc, and they get that out of there. Looks like Baron at 26 minutes, 9-3. TSM has yet to take a turret still.
Yeah, looks like it's probably not in Reggie's future to grab a win versus Cloud9. So this is the play. You got to go for plays like this when you're so far behind. But he just barely misses it there. And then everything goes down. From this point, they got to be in full retreat mode. And it's a rough play. You go for the low percentage, desperate plays when you have no other hope.
Gonna run board. Oh, he gets out. That was close. High, getting quite powerful now with the Rabadons being finished. That was a surge of power coming out of the mid push, that fight, and everything else.
Some bush games being set up here, but all of Cloud9 are right behind High. This is not going to work out.
Very nice Black Shield on the reaction time. It's going to be the lockdown of that real chain, but is it enough? That's the clone coming out. I think High knows it, but he still wants a piece of the clone anyways. Odd One very low. Meteos trying to get in closer with a leap. It looks like Lemon Nation may have found him something. They're going to be able to take down X-Special here.
Yeah.
Wild Turtle can't do much on the backside. Meteos going crazy. He gets the flash to Q. He is eating the culling for breakfast right now. And sneaky over the shoulder of Meteos gives Turtle a pie to the face.
You have to give it to Cloud9. They do not relax in this game. Everyone's staying together, sticking as 5, even when the push gank is in position. They have everybody there to answer.
It's going to be the inhibitor. Dyrus is so low. The minions. Oh, the last shot he actually got. I believe that was the static shift crit that came out for him.
Now.
Beautiful job. Nexus turret's going down 13-3. A great game from Cloud9, taking advantage of Reginald being in the mid lane for Team SoloMid this week. The Nexus is going to go down. Reggie will once more as well. Cloud9 comes up with the win.
That was a beastly laning phase from Cloud9. My goodness. All lanes, winning matchups there. Turned it into jungle invades. Just controlled it the entire match.
That is going to be, it was a head-to-head equal at 1-1, but Team SoloMid loses that one. So Cloud9 pulls ahead. They play against each other 4 times in a season, so they have one more chance to still even out the score, but it will not be with Reginald. Unless Bjergsen wants to sit down for that week. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy to have him back. They will have to work on a couple things though, because all over the map, they definitely had stuff to work on.
Balls 1v1 Divers in that top lane for that kill. Divers had a little bit of pressure before that. He had to teleport back, but Meteos' pressure was really in the bottom lane that first game. Very nice, and it just escalated and was the catalyst the team needed.
And that guy right there, Lemon Nation, he was landing so many dark bindings.
It's a dark binding or a hook.
With Morgana, so.
Pick your